It's time for another book haul. Yes, I have several books that I've picked up lately and I want to share them with you. But the first book I received from one of you. And so I want to thank Starla for sending me this book. I was so excited. First of all, the packaging. When she sent this book to me, the packaging was beautiful. I mean, she had it wrapped up like a present. And it was just beautifully wrapped. And so I was just like, oh my goodness, she took so much time to wrap this up. And so when I opened it, then she had this beautiful card too. And my son, when he saw the card, because I was bragging on getting this from a Starlet, he said, you need to sit that card out because that's really pretty. I said, I am. So I'm going to sit that card on my bookshelf. But she sent me this book, What Katie Did at School by Susan Coolidge. And I know that this is a series. There's a What Katie Did series. And I have never read any of the What Katie Did books. So I am so excited to have this one to add to my collection. The book is in beautiful shape. This beautiful cover. She said as soon as she saw it, she thought, yeah, this is a Mitzi book. And she's right. I mean, when I opened it, I was like, yeah, that's a Mitzi book for sure. It's vintage. It's beautiful. It's different because of this cover. And it's in great shape. And so I cannot wait to read this. Thank you to Starla for sending me this sweet surprise. So the next one was a surprise from my husband. He went by a Little Free Library and he picked up a book, and he doesn't go to Little Free Library, so I just was kind of shocked. But he said this looked like something you might like because it's historical fiction. It's Amish though, and I don't normally read Amish, but I do have an Amish book that I bought just recently because I know they have, I think it's Amish in April. If that's not right, let me know, but I think that's the readathon. So when I saw it, I thought, I want to participate in that. I'm going to pick this up for it. But he found this. It's called Hope in the Land, and it's by Olivia Newport. But right here it says Amish Turns of Time. So I guess that's a series. Let me know if you've read this or you know anything about it. So on the back it says, when Henry Edison turns up in Lancaster County to survey farm women about their domestic contributions during the 1930s. So this is historical fiction, and I do love historical fiction, and I do love things written about the 1930s. So I think I'll enjoy this. Let me know if you've read any of these and if this needs to be read in a particular order. If not, I'll just, start here. But let me know. The next three I actually ordered new, and I know, who am I? I do not order new books, but they sounded so good to me that I had to order them. The first is The Fault of Kate Howe, because she talked about this book and how much she enjoyed it. And I thought, that sounds great for middle grade March. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm just going to go ahead and pick it up. So I went immediately and ordered this. So thank you, Kate. I hope I enjoy it. But this is called The Labors of Hercules Bill. And the way that she described it, it just sounded like a great read. And it's by Gary Schmidt, who writes a wonderful middle grade book. So I think I'll enjoy this the way that Kate described it. I mean, every time she talks about a book, I want to buy them. Let's be real. But this just really sounded like an interesting read. And so I thought for middle grade March, I would read this one. So yes, this is a new book. Another new one was Sarah Sundin. I keep hearing about Sarah Sundin. And so I went over and thought, okay, I'm going to pick up one of hers. And so I just picked one randomly. But this one's called A Distant Melody by Sarah Sundin. And I loved the cover of it with the airplane in the back. So I thought that looked interesting. So I thought, it's historical fiction. Everybody keeps talking about this author. And I couldn't resist, and I had to pick one up. Curiosity, if nothing else, because people keep talking about this author. Let me know if you read that one. And the last one is because of Sandy over at Miss Reads a Lot, because when she talked about this book, I said, I have to have it. And just like with the one with Kate, I immediately went over and ordered this book. And it's called, this is not something I normally would read, but I do love kayaking, and I love the water. And so this just sounded like something very interesting. It's called Riverman, An American Odyssey by Ben McGrath. And this is about this man. I don't know if it says on the back. It says, oh, it's all quotes. I hate that. Let's see. The riveting story of Dick Conant, an American folk hero who over the course of more than 20 years canoed solo thousands of miles of American rivers, and then in 2014 disappeared near the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And I just thought, that sounds fascinating. I mean, who did he meet? Where did he go? Why was he canoeing? I want to know all of these things about this man. And so as she was describing this book, I thought, wow, that just sounds so fascinating. And I just had all these questions about this mysterious man who disappeared in 2014. And I do love kayaking. I like to go kayaking. I don't talk about that on here, but I love being outdoors. And anything that has to do with the water or the trees or, just being outside and enjoying God's nature, I just love it. And so that's something that I do enjoy doing. And so I just think it's fascinating and thrilling to think of this man going on in his canoe, just traveling in the canoe across the waters in the United States. I thought that was a wonderful idea. Not that I'm going to do it, but it sounds fascinating. And so I had to pick this up. And I don't read a lot of nonfiction. And so I thought, yes, I'm picking this up because I do want to read more nonfiction this year. So Sandy, this is your fault. And if you want a buddy read this, we can do that too. And then I picked up this at a thrift store. Several of the rest of these are from a thrift store. This is a Thomas Kincaid. And I picked this one up because Elizabeth over at Lizzie Faye Loves Books, I think she reads this series by Thomas Kincaid. And this one is a Christmas one, so you know I had to have it. It's called A Christmas to Remember. It had a beautiful cover on the front, of course. It's Thomas Kincaid. And so I thought it looked interesting. It says, take a nostalgic journey into the Cape Light of Christmas past. So that sounded perfect. Very cozy and heartwarming for Christmas. And I do love a good short, heartwarming Christmas, nostalgic Christmas story. So I'm excited for that one, to try it out. The next one is one that both of my boys enjoyed when they were in middle school, but I never picked this one up. And this is Lunch Money by Andrew Clements. I do love Andrew Clements, but I never read Lunch Money, and I thought I could put this in my stack for middle grade March. I'm already thinking about some of these upcoming readathons, obviously. And so I thought I might try this one in middle grade March because both of my boys enjoyed that one. I think they enjoy every Andrew Clements that they've read, and so have I. So I look forward to that. Now this was a cover by, and it is definitely a Mitzi book. It's called The Withdrawing Room by Charlotte McLeod, something like that's her name. It's got her picture on the back. But look at that cover. I just thought, yes, I have no idea what this even is. But I was, okay, that looks like a Mitzi book. I have no idea. But it might be a favorite. So I picked that up. Let me know if you've read it. And then this is a book of spooky stories. Again, a cover by, and it was like 25 cents. So I picked that up. And then this is an old one. This is a popular book. It's a Christmas book. And I love this story already. But I didn't have a copy of it. And I like this vintage copy. Again, I think it was 25 cents. The Story of Holly and Ivy. I know you've heard of that story. But isn't that a beautiful copy? I just thought, yes. It's one of those little paperbacks from the Scholastic sales is what these are. But 25 cents. Of course, I had to add those to my collection. And then this one I was really excited about. This is a Bobbsey twin. The Bobbsey twins at the seashore. Is this not the cutest thing? It's a hardcover. And look at the back. I mean, oh my goodness. It looks like Dick and Jane. It looks like a Dick and Jane textbook, really. But I was excited for that because any of those little books, those vintage series, I just cannot resist. And then I also found, this is random, but I also found a cute little puzzle that I thought, this looks really cute. And it is 500 pieces, so I can do this one. So this is what it looked like. And I thought that was so bright. I love the pictures, the butterfly, the rainbow. I just thought this is precious. So I think this one will be a fun one to do in the spring. So I'm going to save this one for the springtime. I did receive a couple of puzzles for Christmas, for winter, and I have not done one yet. So this next week I hope to get in there and start one of those puzzles. But I do like to do puzzles seasonally. And for some reason that looked like a springtime sort of puzzle to me. So that's why I picked that one up. Again, super cheap at the thrift store. So these are the books that I've picked up recently. I am actually headed out today to go to another bookstore. I need another book, don't I? But anyway, I am going to the bookstore in just a few minutes. I'm going to be heading out. And so I'll probably pick something else up. I mean, who are we kidding here? I can't resist. But those are the books I've picked up lately. Let me know if you've read any of these. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.